Hi ladies and gents, welcome back to Miss Ragabarone's art room. So here it is, right, here's our fractured toys and candy. When we left off together, right, we were cleaning and refining our lines. We had broken up the space. Just to recap, you should have a composition of toys and candy or other meaningful objects too if you want to bring in something independently. You should be using elements of cropping, where images or objects go off the page or behind the border. You should be using elements of overlap, object going one in front of the other, and size variation, right? Little things versus big things to make a dynamic, interesting composition. All right. Now, I haven't quite finished fully cleaning the lines over on this side, but I did want to get a video demo up for how to start the actual fractured shading. So I'm going to call your attention to just my nose in the corner, my nose and mustache. And you can see I've started working with some color. Now this here for the demo, I'm going to be doing a full color one, right? I've done all black and white. Let me grab that sample. Right? I've done limited color palette, so black and white and just one select color. I've done, ooh, bless me there. I've done black and white and like full color range, like all sorts of colors. But I've never done one that's just color. So what I think I'm going to do this year is keep a color palette. I want to work with blues, greens, and I think purple. But I'm going to do the full thing in color this year, backgrounds included, because that's certainly an option you have. You as the artist have decided, hopefully, whether or not you want to break up the objects with your lines, or whether you've wanted the objects to flow over just your broken up background. But whether you choose full color, a mixture of color and black and white, a single color and black and white, or total black and white, there is not a lick of grade difference, okay? What I'm focused on is your beautiful pencil control and beautiful shading technique, okay? Let's refresh the rules. Remember, when we are shading, we are putting the full, I'm gonna write this down here, make sure I'm on camera, there we go, full value range in each shape. Now realize where a line fractures an object, that turns it into more complex shapes. Ah, interesting. Okay. We are making sure that as we shade those fracture shapes, light value cannot touch light value, and dark value cannot touch dark value. Okay? The reason I want you to keep those rules in mind is we're not relying on outlining to show these fractured spaces. We're relying on the change in value, right? The difference between those values next to each other create the illusion of that line and just make for a much more interesting art piece, and it's a bit more sophisticated. All right, so I'm going to do a small example of this. I'm going to bring this car towards the center here. Okay, I'm going to do a little zoom in. Okay, so then I'm looking at this car here. All right, I'm going to work on this little section here just to start talking about the change in those shapes. All right, so looking at my little car here, let's just start with some shading. So I'm going to work all in color, greens and blues, probably some purple in there. And I'm going to start by putting a full value range in this shape here. So I'm going to go dark from the edge over to light this way. And in each shape, I'm going to try to do my smoothest shading. I'm going to work with my Q-tip. I'm going to work with my erasers. I'm going to do nice, beautiful blending. Full value range, right? Really do gorgeous shading. All right, so I have a light coming to here. So now I'm going to have to go in this teeny tiny shape, dark on this edge to light down in this corner. Ooh, that's teeny tiny. whoop, grab my Q-tip, give it a little teeny tiny blend, go back with my eraser, touch, and clean up. And do you see how just changing the direction of that shading without even outlining, I can still see that fractured line. Let's move to another one. Okay, so I go dark to light this way. Now I'm going to go dark to light this way. I'm just working my way around the drawing. Now you are going to have areas where you're like, whoa, this got really confusing. I have a shape where I've got to go dark to light to dark to light in multiple directions. I don't know what to do. And that's totally okay. That's what I'm here for. If you get stuck in your kind of value puzzle, bring it up to me. We'll figure it out together. Sure, it may need that you've got to shade dark to light in 3 different directions, but it'll work out. Okay, let's move around to another section. So I've got a light edge here. I'm going to go dark to light in this direction. I'm going to kind of work my way on these little tire treads here on my toy car that's going off the screen. Okay, and I am going to go dark to light this way. Again, good blending, using my eraser. Same thing, dark to light this way. And do you see how that alternating shading, I don't have to outline anything. I still see the treads fractured in that space. And so on and so forth. Okay, hopefully you understand the idea of this, and it's enough to start on. Again, as you have any questions, make sure you come up to me in class and say, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know which direction to shade this part, or boy, where do I go from like the nose to the mustache? Look at how complex that gets. Awesome, that's what I'm here for. I am your shading guide. What I want you to focus on is, I can help you with that, but what I want you to focus on is the technique, creating that full value range and those beautiful smooth gradients. Okay, ladies and gents, thanks for watching. Happy shading and get to it. Okay, bye-bye. See you next time.